The way I structure the title for my videos be like character, what the video generally is about, like what series is a part of, and which session it is in, right? Whether it be episode 1, 2, or 3. That's just like I think is a separate those with like the tall, long bars that are like separations, right? I put Anna as it's like as the character, and it was like, yeah, you can't have profanity. I'm like, what do you mean? The only thing that Anna looks like is like anal. That's it. But there's no L. So I'm like, maybe I spell it with like an A. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, maybe I spell it like with like only one name. But that's not how you spell the name, and I don't want to do that. And it took me the longest time to realize that the separated bar is what it thought that was an L. So it was just like, hey, if you ever want to do something shit like this, you can't. So I had to put the last name. That's why that's there. Yep. Anyway, we're going to look at Anna's moves. Why? Well, mainly because it's her rising. I own the character, and I want to be prepared because like whenever I see the character, it's like I don't want to face that character. I don't know the matchup, don't want to play the character, but I own the character. So at the very least, I think I'll learn the character now. So when she gets nerfs, I can understand how big those nerfs are. One, and two, I can I won't have to like relearn the character. I mean, I won't have to like still lab the character. I'm gonna have to lab the character regardless. Regardless. At least that way I can just go, oh, they changed this, this, and this. Alright. So shift the hammer chance. You can cancel it into a crouch. Okay. We have hammer chance 1. 13 frame heat engager. It's +6 on block, but it's a high. So like, but like it's still fucking annoying to have a +6 on block move on the fucking like Williams sisters. Because most their pressure is generated off of jabs anyway. Is it tracking? I need a move that like does he smash? I'm trying to think. Because what I want to test is it sidesteppable? Like maybe there's a move that goes into it. So what we're looking for is a move that goes into hammer chance. Shifts the hammer chance on hit, back 4. But that's on hit. We need something like we can just force to go into the stance. Down forward 3, 2. Yeah, -2. Alright, that's actually perfect. So let's clear off this display. And down forward 3, 2, forward. Alright, got it. So down. Alright. We'll have it side step left after the second hit. Yep. And then step right. Yeah, so you can step at the very least. Oh, that's the wrong one. So you can step it in both directions. Or you can duck it. There's not much because I don't have usually when I have experience with the characters I have much more things to say, like right, like I have much more things like I can say like this is a situation it creates, but so far we're just figuring things out. We go from a singular button into 3, so hammer chance 2 1 2. Ah, this move. So technically, what you can have to do is crouch block after the first hit, right? So you see how he was able to duck that? If you read that they're going into the stance, you can react to this being the first hit, duck the second one, and launch her. But for Yoshimitsu, what that's probably going to be, if I can do it, let's see. No, you can't. Or I recorded it wrong. It needs to be like a duck. Because if you can't power crush from duck, then you won't be able to power crush that. I read it wrong. I read the situation wrong. Yeah. So you see you can duck it. Let me see if I can. But you have to react too quickly. There's that. Another thing I want to see is because she does move pretty close. Yeah. Would that say plus 15? Hold on. Display. Opponent frame data. Show frame advantage. Yeah, that was 15. What the fuck? So if I do. Just so we have like one we know is good. No, it doesn't work. Oh, it's so close though. It's so close. Listen. Maybe it's because you have to stand back up. I don't. Is there a launcher you can do? I don't. There's no launcher we have from crouch that's fit. No, because you're flashing. You're flashing, so it returns you to standing. That's why you can do back to 2. So it just doesn't work. And I was mashing there as well. Let's try one more time with a different one. Nope, messed it up. Messed it up. Messed it up. That's the one I wanted to do, but I'm not sure if it's fast enough. Yeah, I'm not doing it quickly enough after the flash. me see if I can. Nah, didn't do fast enough, and I messed it up. Messed that up. I'm fucking this up. It's on the awkward side too, so like I'm having to try to. It's just unfortunate. It's just truly unfortunate. I can't seem to get this down. There we go. Just it feels weird to do it on this side of my controller. Oh, it. Oh, wait. Are you technically still in crouch? Because why does it do that? What? Yeah, hey, that's weird. Whatever. But you get the general point. For Yoshi, his punish is very simple. He can still do a regular raw wrestling punish on that. That's something to look out for. Now, if I go back and I turn, say I turn punishment off, right? You're +2. It ends in a move. Alright. It also appears to force crouch. Let's confirm that. So it forces crouch, leaves her +2, and the final test is it sidesteppable? Can you sidestep the move? Let me see. What was it? Down 4-3-2, right? Yeah. Not sidestep. Because the first hit looks homing. I'm not gonna hold you. Let me see. Nope, wrong move. Wrong move. It does leave it off axis at the end, so maybe you can use it as a strategy, like you sidestep once. That might actually be heat. Okay, so a small sidestep leaves it off axis enough that the ending part is off to the side and misses you, so she doesn't hit the plus frames. So you can hop kick afterwards. I want to keep it on Yoshi, but I guess I'll swap it really quickly to Anna.
Get ready for the next battle.
It's not that long anyway. Why? My question is, why does this like sparkly shit happen? No, I need to solve this. It's generally gonna bother me because it just randomly pops up. Yeah, of course, no one has anything on this. Fuck it, just fuck my issue. Whatever. So, let's do. Stop. Just get out your system. We're good. Hey, chill. Stop. Okay, bro. I'm just gonna let it fade away. The reason I don't want that here is because it's gonna, like, fuck it. I'll just do it back here. Where she literally can't fuck it up. Give me a second. There we go. Alright. So yeah, like that. See how it misses in the end? So as long as you can sidestep far enough to make it whiff. In fact, maybe you can sidestep the last hit. Like, it's kind of awkward, actually. See? Like, you have to do double sidestep. Or you can just sidewalk it. Alright, cool. And that was the general, like, idea of what I was trying to show, where you can take a minimal sidestep, and if you do it correctly, you'll make that option whiff just slightly, and then you can just launch them for it without putting yourself at too much of a risk.
Get ready for the next battle.
What else is there? The fact that where your only real answer is going to be try to be dick jab, but I don't think that's going to work. Dude, hit with a move with any sort of pushback, dick jab loses to like everything, right? It's because hold on, this is the wrong section. It's because since dick jab have limited range, right? And it's a special low, meaning they can just block no matter what. It creates a situation where, let's say I make him respond with dick jab after this, right? It works in like direct situations like that where you're in front, but see if I can. There, see that punish? If you just do a like small sidestep, let it whiff, you can launch them for it, right? Let me remove some of this clutter on the screen. Right? You can launch it for it, right? Another situation where you get advantage, since it's a special low, it's still a low. So if you have something like a Hopney, it just jumps over it. See what I mean? Or there's like something with like major reach. And notice I have never played this character before, but I just pressed a button that like would feel heavy, right? And forward 1+2 is that on Yoshi. Forward 1+2, or like 1+2 is that on Law. Forward 1+2 is like prominence on Clive. So like this, the buttons generally feel the same. Right? So like that's the sort of concept where you can't go by frame data alone, because theoretically via the frame data, looking at the situation, you would go, oh, Yoshi has a 10 frame dick jab. 10 is faster than her fastest option would be a 10 frame move plus the 2. You know what I mean? Or it wouldn't be faster theoretically. It'd be like, oh, she's +2, she's gonna go for like a slower button, or she's gonna go with a jab, which is a high. But since I'm dick jabbing, I evaded, so I win. But it doesn't work like that. In fact, it only works like that for quote unquote one time. If dick jab is the answer you go to every time, you will start to lose a lot. And the reason you're gonna lose is because someone who's like decent at the game, gets how the rules work, will immediately go, okay, special low. I can do all sorts of things. I can even do this. Oh, I'm not close enough to do it. Let's see if he's at the wall, so there's like no pushback. There we go. It's taking me forever. But like you can low parry, because obviously it's a special low. Doesn't matter, it's low. You can jump over it, you can low parry it, you can sidestep and punish, you can just do a move that's slower, that takes longer to get there, thus not being in the range so it whiffs and then you just get the free hit. Which means it's actually doubly dangerous to do a dig jab to respond to this move if you're at the wall, right? Because then you just do something like, oh, that's a power crush. Never mind. But like, still, even then, like you lose the power crush as well. Where it's like, oh, this is gonna be a fast option to stop their offense. You could just fucking die. Especially like if I expect you to do a dig jab, right? I'm definitely not gonna press immediately. I'm going to start implementing side steps, right? But I'm also just going to delay. Because the wall's there. Like if there's pushback, delay, button. See? You just delay your option and then it beats dig jab. Like imagine someone just pauses for a little bit. Like that's why sidestep works, because sidestep is the same thing as delay, except it's completely avoiding anything. Like it's like if you're throwing a dig jab or a bigger button, I'm just gonna sidestep out the way, just in case, instead of just being like, all right, I'm expecting the actual like fucking low parry itself. I mean, I'm expecting the dig jab itself. So let me see if you can. The recovery for it is actually pretty quick. There we go. So like you can, for her down forward 2 is pretty forward advancing. You can just use that. Next move. Hammer chance 2-2. Mid. So this one is a mix up between the last move, right? Because it's mid. But it's -14. So the other one, safe. But like the reason it's saying it's a mix-up is one, hammer chance 2-1-2 has that high portion, right? Wow, she's incredibly safe. -3, she can step afterwards, grab, jab, fuck. But like the point I'm making is, since it starts off with this mid, right, they share the same start button. If someone were to try to react to the first portion of it, they're setting themselves up for a situation where you can just do 2-2. Because they're going to react to, oh, she did the stance, horizontal button, like horizontal swing. I need to crouch, and then they just get blown up by that. It says it shifts the pressure time on hits, so it's one of those you're calling out this move being minus 14 to get it like get decently punished. And it shifts into stance on hits means it's rewarding you for like guessing correctly. So it wants you to use it in a situation where you know they're going to be pressing. And if you do it in a situation where they're not going to be pressing, you're just going to eat a bunch of damage. This doing this and having someone block it, obviously since it's like negative, it's beyond -6 or -5, gives up your turn. But more importantly, so it starts off their offense. Because in this situation, Yoshimitsu would get back to 2, he gets heat, he gets start his pressure, he's in heat, so a bunch of moves are launchers, right? He has more augmented moves, more damage, right? It creates a scenario like that. So your basic goal with this is, okay, he's been ducking this, or he's been trying to duck, or whatever. Call it out. Just you're gonna be doing that. Another thing is how far reaching this is. This is what? This is forever away. Nothing's hitting you from this distance, and you can threaten them with forward advancing safe on block mid. What do they do here? Because they're not gonna press. They're not. Because there's a high follow up that's also safe on block. So their only choice would to be see that and dig jab, but then dig jab doesn't reach. So, and like the high has pushback as well, and it's safe. Like, you know what I mean? Like these are the scenarios you're put in. We have Hammer Chance 3, which is the low. And if I hold back, it goes into another stance. At +4. So let me see, what is it on block? -14. I want to say like no one's getting a good punish, but that's just my character. Yoshi's not getting a good punish. I think he's getting a punish into standing with plus frames at best. In fact, I want to see standing crouch block, and then after you crouch block, I want your punish to be. No, we're gonna keep the dig jab. I guess I didn't do it fast enough. What? No, something's wrong. Okay, there we go. I was just like a frame off, cause like Raw Rising 1 is 14 frames, so I was just off by a frame or so. Okay. So I guess you just have to take a mix on whatever he's doing afterwards. Like, you're -14. Does he get back to 2? I don't think he gets back to 2 from that. What do you get? Do you get like 2-2 at least? The reach is not as bad. I'm gonna do 2-2. Nope. Let me do that again. So what's the point of being plus 14? Like, I guess while you're spinning, I'm able to act. So it's like whatever. Whatever. I think it'd just be like, okay, just do a mix or some shit. Back to standing. The question is, I would have to go back. This just creates a whole new scenario where you have to take another mix up. So you're not gonna want to duck this because you don't want to get hit by this. I mean, ducking the high option here is a risk because there's 2-2. But you don't think, like, the thing is, the real concern, like, in all honesty, the real concern is never the fact that, like, oh, there's this. Like, that's not the real concern. Alright. Oh, pressure time is okay. The stance is called pressure time. Okay. So like, the real concern, right? At least in my consideration, isn't getting hit by this hammer, or at least I thought it wasn't, because now this purple thing, whenever you get hit with this, let's see, this, whenever you block, you take a bunch of chip damage, like a bunch of chip damage, like a lot of chip damage, and they can only get it off of them not by you hitting them, but by them hitting you. And that don't block me. And I don't think it's on block either. I think it's like actually like they have to hit you. See? I'm blocking the hit so it doesn't work, but if he actually hits me, then, you know, it stops. So, I'm trying to think of a consideration of, like, how you would go about this, because if the person keeps doing that, you're going to want to duck it eventually. Kind of like Arena's, like, forward 4-3 from Sentai. Except this is way stronger. Right? You want to duck or sidestep it. This is supposed to make you not want to duck because it gives her access to like her other stance. She can do mid. But in all honesty, what if you just like stayed on the ground? What if you just like stayed down? Still hit you. It still hits grounded? So like you can't even avoid it that way. You just gotta like accept it. I mean, that's I don't know. That's kind of messed up. be honest. Or just do like stand up. So like, even if you get like a combo, it doesn't go away. He still has it on him. Oh, whatever. All right. I was gonna say like the risk reward of getting hit with that mid isn't really like that big of a deal, but that poison thing's definitely gonna be fucking annoying. Like very, 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 very annoying. Um, so like the reward you get for blocking this low, minus 14. The reward you get for blocking this mid, minus 14. The reward you get for dealing with this is +2 and you're forced and crouched. So like if you were to duck here, or eat like at least like 30 round damage, get up and then like deal with chip damage on block, which are equal around 50 plus probably. And things I don't have like the combos to show how bad chip can be. Oh well, wait. This low is homing? This is a homing low. Oh, but at least it's -3 on block. So let's say like they would do this, do something. Oh, but it enters her into crouch. Okay. So let's say she want to do her fastest button from this low. It'd be 13 frame take jab, right? And then there's her other button, which is like rising 4, right? Yeah, like unless she does her like unseeable fucking launching blow. Jesus. There's like no animation for that. What the fuck? Maybe it's because it's the side I'm on. I don't know. This is rough. How am I supposed to react to that? Genuinely, no bullshit. Like 20 frames? I don't know. This stance move in particular is good, even though it is -3. All right, it's good because of the fact one, it goes into stance at +4. Right, this Chaos Judgment stance, which apparently if you just press 3 goes into it automatically. I want to cover the stance, but I kind of don't. I'm just gonna move on for now. Hammer chant for -12 mid. Mid 18 frame move. So yeah, I guess I wasn't really covering the frames. This is like what, 20 frames. This is 15, 13. So 13, 15, 18. Oh no, this is 20. And then this one is 18. Okay. So we have some testing to do. Obviously, this one's sidesteppable. This low is homing. You cannot sidestep that. This one we can figure out. So we do slide, step left after the second hit, and then do down 4, 3, 2. Right. Catches left. What about right? Catches right too. But it looked like right was making it out more than left was. +6 at max range too. So it resets her to like max range, where all her buttons are like really strong. Cause I think, yeah, from like right here, she can hit you with that low, right? So, but by the way, this is like just full crouch too. All right, just crouch a little bit. Okay. So, I want to be like, yeah, this move pretty fair. Only does a little bit of damage, but like, it's barely negative on block. It does a little bit of damage, but it also resets her to like her full mix position at like +6. So it's just like, if you wanted to sidestep, you can't use the homing low. I mean, you could use it, right? But like, I feel like this move should choose a side. It should be like, hey, this particular side. Why is it on both? You know what I mean? Like, why is it on both sides? Oh, that works. Okay, so you can't step it. Alright, I must have been doing something wrong. I must have been doing something very wrong. What side? Sidewalk right. So if you step to her left, so far everything's been getting stepped to her left pretty comfortably. Not what I meant to do. But what if she like delays? Alright, so you can sidestep it right. Alright, I was wrong. Cool. Still a good move regardless. Let's see. What other moves does she have? She has Hammer Chance 1+2. Oh, it's just the overhead. The overhead. What's the word? It's the fucking like overhead hammer, like overhead like bazooka shit from Hammer Chance 2-1-2, the last hit. So it has to be sidesteppable because the other variant sidesteppable at the end. So we'll do sidestep. We'll do sidestep left. Let's see. Like stepping. He's gonna step to his left, which is her right. We're gonna see how that works. Misses. Sidestep right. Misses. Sidewalk. Misses. Alright, cool. It also forces crouch, like, directly. So, +2, long reaching mid. So, basically, from back here, like, tip range is about right here. So, like, it seems like a ridiculous complaint, but, like, this character is just a rushdown character at this point. Was she like this in 7? I don't know if she was. I never played 7, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I mean, I played 7, but I didn't play Anna. Right? I didn't even play 7 for long. I played 7. I picked up 7 when 8 was already released. Already like Lydia was already in the game when I bought Tekken 8. Right? She was already in the game, and I bought 7 when Tekken 8 was already out. Right, like Tekken 8 was already released. It was already a functioning game. Season 1 was already underway. Lydia was already released. So I went, oh, I like Yoshi. Yoshi in this game is pretty cool. Oh, he looks pretty cool in 8. I bought 8. Obviously, this is a story. Right? Oldest time. Was she like this then? I know we had a bunch of like, I feel like all the characters in 7 felt more distinct, more creative as far as like their approaches in comparison to like 8, where everybody's like a stance rushdown. But like to give a character a move that it actually will hit from here. Hey, bro, that's full screen. That's full screen. And of course, these are whiffs, so like someone can punish them. But not when they fucking reach you from forever. Like, the only way you can make this whiff is by being full screen. Like, literally full screen. So all Anna would have to do to make this not whiff is move forward. So you have to sidestep it. You have to. Which means she can just cancel it at any time. It creates a scenario where, like, I want this to miss me, but it goes across the full screen. I have to sidestep. The Anna player knows he's just gonna sidestep. So I will never get whiff punished. I cancel it early. Anything else? Hammer Chance back 3. Shift the Chaos Judgment. Okay. Does it come with plus range? No, it's just a raw transition. Okay. So if you want plus range on like Chaos Judgment, you have to do the 3 option. You have to do the law. Yeah, that's it. Pretty much it. Now we can go into Chaos Judgment. This is going to be the stance that you can do by doing back 3. You can do by doing chest 3. You can do this by doing forward 3, 3, hold back. So if you haven't noticed, it's a very, very dominant 3 sort of deal. Like, that leg is the move. That, what is it? If this is the right fist, I mean, if this is the left fist, it's the left leg, essentially. We got Chaos Judgment 1, 11 frame. Okay, cool. So we have an 11 frame jab from 1. Of course, it's a high. The question is, can you sidestep this? So if we do it on block -6, of course you can sidestep that, most likely. Unless, I think it would have to be, let's try the 3 situation, right? Where you're like -4. We do sidestep with the left. Gets jabbed going left. Misses on her left side. Okay. So all her tracking is weak to her left side. At least what I'm seeing. And that's just a step. Oh, let's see if you can sidewalk. The sidewalk is seem to be getting caught. Yeah, sidewalk is getting caught. Okay. What if I just did... Still catches. Even if she's -6, it's catching. So sidestep, right? Yeah, you have to sidestep to her left-hand side. So this basically being her quickest option, being a high, 11 frame high, you're gonna have to move towards the right. I mean, her left. Like, you just have to move towards her left, like, every time. Because at any time, she could just do this. But to be fair, hold on. To be fair, if this is the only move making you have to move towards her left-hand side, and it's a jab. Her offense, stand block. Let's say you move left instead. Simple, right? You're only taking 17 damage, and she's +7. You're not losing much. You just lose out on the opportunity of not being hit by that. So here's the situation. We have a move that hard counters any sort of movement and or pressing. Because remember, it's 11 frames. So if you're doing this through plus frames, right? You can't press. I mean, the person can't press, or you can't press, depending if you're facing the Ana. And you can't sidestep to her right hand side at all. Right? And you can't sidewalk to her left hand side either. You gotta sidestep. You just gotta press the button once. And if that's the case, then the projection of the stance could be, hey, the entire stance wants you to step the other way, but this is the one move that calls you out for going that way. It doesn't give her a big reward, right? She doesn't have things to completely shut down both ways and like launch you for going both ways. Because I feel like there's still stances that like you get big reward if I press this button because you went this way. I get big reward if you go this way, right? It just seems like, hey, this stance has this general weakness, which isn't going to her left. It's going to be going towards her right. But the thing that stops you going right is just a simple jab. So if she's calling out your oh my bad. If she's calling out your step every time, then it's just like, okay, start ducking. You know what I mean? Or if you know she's going to try to call out your step, it creates like a mind game. That's essentially what I'm thinking is going to happen. It is a lot of speculation when I could just go see the moves, but that's what I'm hoping the stance is, where it's like, caught you stepping. Caught you stepping. I'm just going to take my +7 and keep it pushing. Right? We have Chaos Judgment 2-1, which is a heat engager. -11 a block. High mid. Okay. Yeah, you get a full combo if you get hit by this. Okay. So this is what? Ten frames? This is 10 frames? What the fuck? She has a 10 frame, like, jabbing the heat engager? That's kind of nasty. I know it's from a stance, but damn. So like, you really just can't press against the stance. Holy shit, that's kind of hilarious. By hilarious, I mean horrifying. 'Cause Jesus. Let's do not punishment. We want to see if we can sidestep to Yoshi's left, which is her right. Alright, see if that's alright. Now he gets hit. We'll try it one more time to see if I just had execution issues. Oh, hit. Sidestep to the right, which is her left. Misses entirely. So it might just be... It's kind of inconsistent. I think it's being inconsistent after I do them consecutively. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, so you just step it towards the left. And there's also a high starter too, so you can, if in theory you're like, oh, he's gonna do the 2 option, or oh, he's gonna do the 1 option, you just duck those both. All right, cool. That was what, 11 frame. That's a 10 frame heat engaging. Okay. Minus 12 on block. We have Chaos Judgment 3. Plus 3 on hit so far. It seemed to be tracking to that time. Hold on. Oh. And the thing is, I can't tell if it's supposed to hit or not. Like, am I doing this too late? Because it's missing here, but then at sometimes it's hitting. And what is this on hits? I mean on block. Minus 14. Alright. Alright, this is Power Crush. So like, it feels like it's supposed to stop sidestepping. Sorry, I got a text, but like, it feels off. It feels something's weird. See, this. Like, it's catching there. But if you have any amount of delay, it can... Oh, that's because I switched the side step. Yeah. So, it catches side step right. What about sidewalk left? Sidewalk right. This is... Yeah, so the bigger buttons, right? So okay, it's just her left hand side, just her weak side for this dance, I guess. And then of course you have this Power Crush, which misses as well. How negative is it? Minus 13. Okay, so we have minus what, 12 for. Trying to remember the data for which, like, the negativity on each of these is gonna be paid. And I guess it doesn't matter if I'm on Double Jin or if it doesn't matter if I'm like on Yoshimitsu. Cause like I know, for example, she's blocking. That's minus 11, right? Minus 11, yeah. 0 on block, this jab. Right? We have her Power Crush, minus 13. Then we have this kick, minus 12. So you have to go from 11, 12, 13, and then, of course, right? Your punishment is going to vary, and trying to get the max punish for these moves are going to be a bit difficult because you have to visually identify them and then immediately do the move without thinking, and that's going to be a hard thing for me to do, I'm not going to lie. Then there's, of course, Chaos Judgment 1+2, which is +2 mid with pushback. I think it forces crouch as well. It looks like it forces crouch. Yep, forces crouch. And it's +2. So if we were to do something like move to the left, gets caught. Move to the right, gets caught for the step. Oh, you can step it to the left. Or you can step it to her right, I should say. Like the walk. But if you walk to the right, you get caught. There you go. Okay, this is cool. So like she has this +2 mid. Like it's caught. I mean this +2 mid, right? It forces crouch. And then it tracks to the side you want to step to. So it doesn't give too much reward in a sense of like, if you get hit by it, you don't die. She's just +8. And then her regular kick kills you. But it's like, okay, you've been sidewalking all my other options to the side. I'm gonna use this. It's a mid, so there's no way for it to miss. Right? It forces crouch, so balls in her park because she's like +2. I feel like forcing crouch essentially gives you plus frames because like that like dick jab doesn't really exist because of like how short range it is, and like it stops the offense. And don't get me wrong, dick jab is useful. It's a good tool, but it's like, okay, I'm going to do an attack to follow up. The fastest you have for like follow up attack is like 11 frames with Raw Rising 4. So you like lose that interaction where you're already competing. Because like think of it this way. Yoshimitsu has like a 12 frame mid down forward 4. If you're forced crouched against him and you want to do an attack back and you want to do your fastest one, right? Let's say for some reason you're forced crouch and he's like +2. Let's say he's in the scenario. He's +2. Your Raw Rising 4 being 11 frames plus to 2 is 13, right? He would beat you there. He would beat you, he'd be plus whatever frames he gets for hitting the kick, and then he'd continue the fight from there, right? But in this Anna case, when she's +2 and you're forced crouch, it also kind of has pushback, right? Like you're still in the same situation. Hit there anyway. If she does nothing, you just get launched. If she does sidestep, you get launched. If she does like hot kick, you get launched. So like you couldn't do that anyway. So you have to do like some forward advancing like. So you would just lose, but it isn't like you can't do anything. If she does something super slow, right? If she does something way too slow, you can get blown up for it. I mean, she can get blown up for it, but I, again, don't know any for neutral moves. This is just about the stance. I think the stance isn't too bad. If there was any complaints about the stance, it would probably be like, you can access it from a low with plus frames. Alright, so we have down 3-3. Oh, no, fuck this. Why? He was blocking, it's guaranteed. The follow-up's guaranteed and he's +7 after that. +7 off a low? That's nasty work. That's nasty work. Cause there's like certain moves when you get hit by them, it's like, oh, I could press after that. You cannot. Like anytime someone's like plus more than 4, you can't do shit. You actually can't. Plus 4 is already tough enough. Plus 7, like there's launchers that are 17 frames. there's there's like entire plus on block moves that are 17 frames. And it's coming out as fast as a jab. There's nothing you can do. And those are mids. They're making their mids feel like jabs. So, oh, that's bad. It's a plus. It's a plus low. I mean, at least maybe on block like they die for it, right? Hold on. Oh, that's fucking sucks. Because let's see. Did it just whiff? Yeah, it just kind of whiffed. So if you're calling this out, it's like a hard call out. You gotta stay decked, I think, right? I don't know, but I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, what was I on? Oh yeah, this low. 15 frame low. Minus 11 on block. Into a high. So if I make him block it, let's do block all to see how the game considers you need to block it. So does the move just whiff? Like can you be counter hit for? Okay, interesting. All right. It's 27 damage low. So like so far the pokes haven't been crazy. Like let me turn all of that off. That's they haven't been crazy, right? That's what 28 damage from a low. The good part is that it's a plus low, so you can do this, or if you right, you can just loop pressure low. You're +3 when you +4 when you hold back. Right, like it's like stance in the stance, and that's definitely annoying. I'm not gonna pretend like that's not annoying, but that doesn't seem like each of the individual parts by themselves don't seem insane. The question is, of course, of all times, is can you sidestep it? And let's say we wanted to sidestep to the right. Wait till the second law. Or no, you don't want to wait till the second law. You want to wait till. So you get caught for sidestepping. What about side walking? So if you walk towards her right hand side, you get caught. So if we have him step towards his right, aka her left, I'm assuming it won't work. Assuming. Oh, that still seem to work. So no matter what, you just can't step that move. So like we have like this, which you can step around. Right? No, you can't. That's trying to sidewalk. What about sidestep? Yep, sidestep it, but you can't sidewalk it. Let's try sidestepping. Let's see if I made a mistake somewhere. No, you just this is just the one move you cannot sidestep. Okay, got it. We have up forward one. Oh, this bullshit. Yo, bro. Okay, let's. So you can sidestep it. Let's see if you can sidestep to the other direction. No, you can't. You get caught going there. And then if you side walk to the right. It misses. Okay, so you just want to like sidestep to avoid everything that you can, including this. This is fucking dumb, bro. I hate shit like this. I'm not gonna lie. I think the idea of Anna having like, I think status effects and installs are cool. I think they're cool. Alright, objectively. Do I think too many people have an install? Maybe so, because they're done in a way where it's ununique. Right? Claudio having an install, sure, gets access to a bunch of like anime magical moves. Uh, Faku Ram having an install for a guard break, cool, interesting. What does fucking Maniwa Gusto even do? No. What does Gusto even do? Because Falcon Rounds is a guard break where it's tied to his resource of having like the thing, and when he's in heat, whether you like it or not, I think if they unpaired, if they made it that you don't get infinite amount of your install when you're in heat, that would make the install system be a lot more received. But when you're in heat against Fakuram, I think it's a lot more fair because there's those his charge up attacks. If you memorize all the animations and you get used to them, you can jab them, right? What's the counterplay to like Claudio's install when he's in heat? You know what I mean? Why does Leo have an install? Why does June doesn't have an install, but she does have like a meter. She has a meter. I know she has that, but like June's, Claudio's, Leo's, though, like Asuka's, those four installs feel generic, and like it's not like it'd be different. It'd be different if it was just like, hey yo, bro, when you're in heat, you just have stronger moves. You're just stronger, right? But like the concept of an install is like you have to work towards getting this, or you have to do certain conditions to get this to increase your strength. And there's a difference between you have it and when you don't, right? Like I noticed what difference. Like for example, Yoshimitsu, you have to play differently depending if your sword is put away or if it's out. What's the install requirements, or what's the change of behavior when you have your install on Claudio? Oh, I get to like behave like a monkey, like even more so. I get to, and if your answer is like, oh, you can whiff punish the thing, that's not a weakness. That's them fucking missing and then me punching them on timing. You know what I mean? Like that's being like, oh yeah, you can whiff punish electrics. That's not a weakness. Step left is a weakness. A weakness of a move is like excessive recovery time. Like if you whiff the move, are you just out there forever? Or because it has to be excessive. It has to be like, damn, I'm still recovering. Like it has to be like that. It can't just be like, oh, in theory, if he does it into empty space and you press a button while it's missing, or it hits him. No, and there has to be a concrete weakness. What's the weakness to Yoshimitsu's putting his sword away? Right? If he wants to keep his install, he has to. He can't go through certain tactics. Like he can't use certain moves. Effectively, he's locked out of certain moves if he wants to keep his install for having like the launching flash. Because the second he does anything like 1, 2, 1+2, I mean 3. yeah, 3, 2, 1 plus 2, right? The second he does that, install's gone. Second he flashes, install's gone. And it's easy to get back, but it's still a situation where, like, if I need, let's say I'm facing a double gen, and I have the read that he's going to do fly 2, no follow up, right? Just fly 2. I know that I can get a flash punish if I'm in my enhanced no sword state. If I don't have my sword out, I cannot do that punish. Or I have to be in heat. So I have to either I have to activate my heat, which would be a shorter heat timer, for the chance of him doing it, right? Because, like, if you enter somebody's, like, attack pattern or whatever, they might change what they do next. Or I have to find a way to space out far enough for me to put my sword away. Or I have to put out a hitbox to put my sword away. Or I have to take the risk of putting my sword away manually, right? These are all things that could lead to you dying. Because you could try to pop heat and get fucking exploded, right? There'd be no safe moment to pop heat except for when, like, they're just doing regular offense. Which is, like, the main problem with heat burst, because, like, if you heat burst, the major weakness of, like, the regular one, not the cancel, is, like, someone sidestep and launching you. The secondary weakness, because, like, that has an extended whiff recovery period, by the way. The second weakness is that if you cancel it, you still have whiff recovery period. Like, you still have, like, a duration where you can't do anything. You're still negative, so you can get launched. But if you're being actively pressured, you could be frame trapped out of heat burst. You could be frame trapped out of some of your options. So if it's like a pressure string, you realize, oh, he's gonna go down this route, and you have your sword out, you cannot do it. And it was like, all right, I want to keep my sword put away so I can at least be prepared when he does do it. That means you have to change your entire game plan of what you can and can't do. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, like, it's impossible to do it, Yoshi. It's just like a management resource that unexpectedly crops up when it's like, oh, I'm facing Alyssa, she's in chainsaw mode. I can't flash her because my sword's out. So I can't punish that. I just have to defend normally, or I have to try to sidestep. Like, there's secondary input on, like, it's a modifier that allows you to do this in this situation, and you want to be on that B route because that B route has greater reward. But to be on that B route, it locks you out of other routes. Does that make sense? When Claudio has his install, he doesn't have to think about doing an uppercut super. He doesn't have to think about doing that DP. He can just throw it out because it's safe on block. He can just throw it out. There's nothing else being taken away from him. He's only gaining. You either have to lose pathing, right? You have to lose like, you have to consider pathing. You have to consider game plan, and then you have to consider, like, something else, right? Maybe, like, value. Because on Yoshi, if I have my sword put away, I can still play the game pretty normally. But there's certain high value routes that I can't go through if I don't have my sword put away, right? Combo routes change. And then the moves that I'm able to do obviously change. So, like, flowcharts completely change. There's certain moves you get access to. And if you're on Claudio, if you got your install, right? Because it's different than Yoshi. Yoshi's install of no sword state is its own stance, quote unquote. But it feels like a more, like, traditional install than anything. While, like, Claudio's install, for what I've seen, just feels like, hey, I'm stronger now. Don't step. Don't duck. And then he has a low heat smash. If it was like, oh, this move modifies the DP, but it modifies the frame data, where, sure, it's safe on block, right? You can't be punished for it. Or, like, the move changes in a way where it's like, yeah, it's a super DP, but if you ever whiff this, right, zero tracking. Like, I feel like that's a more healthy state for the moves. If it's like, oh, if they're in heat, they gain this additional effect, right? And if they have an install, that install move, like, shifts. Its strength realigns to this other position, if that makes sense. And, like, the reason I brought all this up is because I think special effects and installs are cool, but the way they've been handled is definitely rough. Where, like, Claudio has the ability to just do whatever he wants in Heat. And there's gonna be like a Claudio play, like, oh, Claudio isn't that strong. I lose all the time. You're fucking ass. Your character is only held back by it literally not cheating. I don't know what to tell you. Like your character is literally free. Like it becomes like if you're playing Claudio, it's just about you and your skill level now. It's not like you're being held back. You're being heavily pushed forward by your character. You have all the tools you need. Now all you have to do is just use those tools appropriately. If you don't use those tools appropriately and you lose, you can't say it's because your character. You can't say it's because the other person's character. You're literally, and like I'm not saying like top 10, top 15. Just look at what the character has and how easy it is to use and how much pressure you can apply consistently, so you're not really ever in a position where it's just like I'm struggling. Or like the only time you're in a position I'm struggling is when you got mixed and now you're getting like on wake up. Other than that, one back one, and you're constantly putting yourself in as like a static, this save point sort of position where like we're at this frame data, which means yes, this is the choice. You keep resetting that button, you keep restarting. Like it's like you keep doing this over and over, right? Let's pretend this is Claudio's back one. You basically reset yourself to this position every time you press that button. Every time it connects, you're restarting the game state where you're back in neutral and you get to guess again, but you have the advantage. It's your turn. You have control. That's essentially what Claudio is, with like his route running moves, him having like a safe route running mid. Like there's other things to consider than besides like, oh, Yoshimitsu has unblockables. Right? And that's why I personally think Claudio's bullshit. I think Claudio is like entirely. The thing is, I can't say he's entirely too safe. He obviously has punishable moves, but you can play Claudio in a very boring, safe playstyle and not really lose much. If you play Yoshimitsu too safe, you fucking lose. Like you need the Unga Bunga, you need the unpredictability on Yoshi. Like you actually have to throw out moves sometimes you know aren't gonna hit, just to see if they punish. You have to throw out moves you know are gonna get punished, just so you can set them up for failure next time. You have to throw your life away on Yoshi. Like I'm being so serious. Like if it's neck and neck, even to even, you gotta throw your life away. You do. Like if you aren't just better, you have to throw your life. Well, I feel like you don't have to do that on any other character, especially like Claudio. Am I saying he's top one? I don't fucking know who's top one in this game. Claudio's bullshit though. Anyway, that aside, I think installs are cool because they provide different like sort of like paths for gameplay. Like when I was looking at the bears in the game first dropped, and I was like, oh, the bears do way too much chip damage. It's like, okay, we're gonna rework chip damage. We're gonna make it so it's lower. I was like, okay, it's interesting dichotomy for me because like the bears do a fuck ton of chip damage, and then they have a grab where they get rid of all that great health they just made. Because you think about it this way, there's not many people who play around the great health mechanic and the ability to clear great health. There's not many. I understand why, maybe, because like honestly, I think it would be annoying to lose a match because someone did nothing but spam your block, right? Just did a bunch of block strings, spammed you, and then cleared your great health, and like it's just like I lost for blocking. And I think having a character where it's just like you have to be more proactive to beats would be interesting, right? Or is interesting. But like here's the issue. I think there's two paths. You either make it that like you have to be proactive to beat that character because they're just gonna chip block you, right? Or you have to like actively punch them, actually have to interact because they'll just chip you on block. You cannot make that person actually safe. It has to be fake. It has to be fake pressure. Like it has to be your consequence for playing scared, your consequence for not actively taking your like pushing past and be like, this is mine, jabbing, right, mashing in points where like they wouldn't expect is like cool, except you can't make them plus and you can't make that pressure actively real, because if you make it real then like they have no choice, right? It has to be on a character. This is why I brought the bears, where so many things are negative and so many things are launch punishable, where like the risk reward of playing this character is extremely high. Where the bears, for example, even though they have like a bunch of weird quirky shit with their hitbox, whatever. All right, even though they had electric, they would spam their heat bar. They would just use their heat because they don't really have any like lows. So they would just spam your block, chip you down, and now the game is, are they going for this grab? The problem is that grab is a true 50-50 with a launching mid. The person who you give the ability to exploit chip damage cannot be someone with real mix. At the mix, like it should be a Dragon Ball Z character at the level like you can't mix anybody, right? There should be no fucking mix for that character. And I know it sounds terrible. Well, that's because getting chipped to death and then grabbed and then all your gray health gone is fucking terrible to have happen to you. So it has to be a situation where if they know the matchup in the slightest, they can disrespect at several points, right? Where if the person's goal is like, all right, I'm gonna use this system to chip you out. All right, my goal is to do basic small Tekken, right? Play fundamental Tekken to make you afraid to press and then chip you out. That can be a viable strategy. But it's when it's like, oh, I get to have Tekken 8 bullshit on top of chipping you out, on top of an unseeable 50-50 grab scenario that gets rid of all the great health that would allow me to make a comeback. It's like, now what are we doing? Because it was interesting. It was interesting. Oh, the bears have a grab that literally takes away your great health. A new system mechanic. That's cool. We have Ana with the ability to shoot you with a debuff, right? That you have to hit her to get it off of you. That allows her to apply more pressure with the chip damage. That's what's called pressure time, right? I think having these sort of like RPG aesthetics almost in the fighting game would be interesting because it gives each character their own different game plan and like diversity. The issue is every character is a stance rushdown in this game, and every character has abusable plus frames, and every character has like even Yoshimitsu has like weird abusable plus frames in situations that no one asked for. Literally no one asked for. Like why from Kincho 1+2, which is a new move, mind you, get you 1+2 on +14 into Flee, which I can do like forward 2 into Dragonfly +7, which I can then do 4 like Dragonfly 4 into Heat dash. That's 4 scenarios where they literally could not press a button. Well, except for the Dragonfly one, they could mash there. But like, you know how hard it is to like take a +7 from from Flee into Dragonfly stance, immediately recognize the situation, and then press there. Like it's, you would have to be locked in on, you would have to know that character matchup. I'm pretty sure there's Yoshi players who don't know the character matchup enough to know when to press. Alright? So in a scenario of seeing all of that, it's rough to go, alright, now I'm gonna press exactly here. Just gonna go, fuck it. He hasn't done a low yet. I'm gonna keep blocking. And then what if he does a grab? Then it's a guessing game, but it's still not fun to have to deal with that like on block, like blah blah blah, like in your face. Because the second you get really mixed on that scenario, it's like, this is annoying. It's fucking annoying. It's stance in the stance. Because generally from Kincho 1+2, you cannot press after that, right? Into Flee, you cannot press after that because regardless of what he does, you're gonna get hit. So if he does forward 1+2, I mean, if he does forward 2, that's a counter hit launcher into Dragonfly stance. And if he knows the conversion, you're dead, right? And if you just block, and then he goes to the Dragonfly stance, and you press, and he does 4, and you aren't fast enough because you press too slow of a button, and he holds forward, he dashes, and then you eat a full combo. And of course, you can be like, oh, it's just a simple knowledge check. Just lob it. Yeah, sure, but it's still like, why does every character do that? It feels like every character has that similar setup of plus frames and the plus frames and the plus frames. Jin has that a lot, right? It feels even worse with Jin because you can visibly see the like this move into this move into this move. And then it's like, okay, now it's my turn. He had to step back, electric, because you gave him a fucking electric from stance for free. And you'd be like, oh, but it's -10. -10 isn't a real punish. That's not a -10 will never be a real punish. That's pseudo punishable. That's I'm on the ball. I'm specifically looking for this move exactly punished. That's not real. That's not real, bro. Like I'll say this. I'll say this until like I turn blue. -10 is pseudo safe. -10 is like if they're locked in, looking for that move exactly, they'll punish it. Anything else they miss, right? Which can cause situations where you do a -10 move, they press jab to like let's say it's a Mishima, they press like 1-1. Ah shit, I was trying to punish him, but now I just give him my turn, and then the cycle repeats. And if they get greedy, it's like, no, I'm gonna take my turn anyway. Then you just counter hit launch them, because you have several good buttons. You just jab, pressure, pressure, pressure. Oh, -10. They 1-1. They mess it up. They keep trying to press, and you press like a generically fast good button that of course Jin's gonna have. And then like Jin Beans will tell you like, oh, he's not that easy. He's not that easy because for the first part, half his kit is like a knowledge check. I'm just being fucking like pretty much all of his kit is a knowledge check at this point. Where it's like, do you know this string? Do you know this string? Do you know this string? Do you know how this stance works? Do you know the punishment? And you just let a Jin like just slowly blow himself up. But you can't be reckless around Jin. You can't apply pressure to Jin because he gets a free step back electric. It's fucking free. And then he has the heat smash too, but it's also free. So there's so many characters in this game when you're fighting them. It's like, I know for a fact you're so much worse than me, but this character is making up for your weaknesses instead of you making up for the character weaknesses. If a character has no poking, but he's explosive, like the bears, cool. That is a defined weakness. Or at least I know Kuma doesn't have any poking. Right? I feel like you could just stand block against Kuma. He can't really do anything, right? And let's say you just stand block, or he's punishing you for stand blocking. It'd be different if the bear electric was a high that you could duck, right? That means it would be a guessing game between how many times can he do this bear electric to chip me down before I duck and launch him. That would be the game. That would be heat. But they made a special mid. It's all these weird decisions that they made. By the way, notice how he's still fucking purple. I've been talking this entire time. He's still fucking purple. If you do not get it off you, it's there for the rest of the game. Why is that? That's weird. Anyway, back to my point. If they made it a high the way it's supposed to be, like a fucking electric is, then you could duck it and launch it, and then there's a mental game of how many times is he going to do it, when can I interject, and if you're wrong, hey, you try to go for a duck punish, he goes electric, mid. Right? That'd be interesting. Right? If they, because the bears are wacky. I think if anyone's gonna have chip damage, health clear, it should be the bears. Right? If anyone's game plan is gonna be around literally not being able to block their damage, it should be the bears. They're fucking bears. Like blocking an attack from a bear should still hurt. That would make perfect sense for them to have higher chip damage than everybody else, right? And then everybody else's chip damage should be minuscule. Unless it's like a uniquely powerful strike that's either minorly plus on block in a high, or it's negative on block, but you still take the chip for it. You know what I mean? That you would immediately heal for when you punish them. Like that's the sort of mentality. I think that would encourage people more. Hey, get this punish off of this move. Get your health immediately back. And that means anyone who wants the chip damage will have to play mind games around strings and spacing and timing. Where it's like, okay, kick. It's -12. It's -12. But you thought I was going to do something else. Or there's an extension after the heavy kick. Or no, because if it's going to be negative, then it's going to be a mid at the end of a string. Listen, I'm not the best. Alright? Anything that gives heavy chip should probably end your turn immediately. I think if we're gonna have someone chip you out, they shouldn't be able to play the game too deviant from that. There should be a fundamental Tekken. Obviously, every character should have a little bit of I can just play basic Tekken, and then there should be the augmented, because my fundamental Tekken isn't that good, I have this gimmick of chip damage and these strings that have several weaknesses that are very accessible, that I have to rely on my fundamental Tekken until I can build up into my ramp up chip pressure. That sort of thing. Anyway, I think this is fucking lame. Why is he still purple? If they made it like Alyssa's chainsaws, where if you jab her, the effect ends, I think it would be a lot cooler, right? Because then it'd be like, okay, I'm pressured mentally and burdened mentally to get this off of me, and I need to press. When can I press? When in her pressure can I press? Right? Like when can I press? When can I press? Right? When can I press? When can I press? And then you find the moment, you jab her, you're no longer being pressured by chip damage, and you take your offense. Or you do a clutch read where you hit her and you get it off of you. Right? It would create moments like way cooler. And the current state of her just being able to do this to you and all right. I don't know a single fucking move on her, obviously, and that was a terrible string of moves that had several holes and given my turn several times, blah, blah, blah. There's been scenarios on every single character where you don't know what the fuck they're doing and you just held back. Now imagine that where it's that scenario, but worse because they get extra chip damage. So like you're defending, you're eating actual, because you can see that I was doing real damage at some point, doing like permanent health damage, and then there would just be chip, and chip, and chip, and chip, and chip, where I'm basically waiting for a point where I can interact. Because if I'm wrong, right? Let's say. Right. I get blown up. Or they're like stringing stuff like this together, and you're purple, and then they block, interrupt, and you're still purple. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. There's a couple things where it's just like game developers. You can have the cool, strong stuff in here. Just add very obvious weaknesses or very accessible weaknesses that balances it out. Because it objectively is strong if you do not check it, but the checks and balances of it are not so far away that you can't get to it. If I'm playing against Alyssa, a simple jab, chainsaws away, chainsaws away, chainsaws away, chainsaws away, chainsaws away, chainsaws away, chainsaws away. You can't, like, now it's like, oh, made a whiff because he wanted the chainsaws to be put away. There's mental game there. What's the mental game when you go into a stance with plus frames? And they just hit you with that. You know what I mean? Or you get knocked down and they hit you with that. Now it's on for the rest of the game until you get a hit. Everybody's like, oh, you can't get a game? Well, I guess it's just fuck me then. I mean, can't get a hit, just fuck me then. And to be fair, that is a fair response. To be like, oh, you can't get a hit, that's a you problem. Because it truthfully is. It truthfully is. If like you can't get like a low kick or something, like eventually you're gonna get a hit. The issue is it shouldn't be on this long. It should be a time limit. It should be within this time span. Like, the only reason I'm saying it should be a time limit is because the current version of her is so strong. But if they made her weaker, then I'd be fine with it lasting forever until you jabbed her. At the very least, it has to be until you jab her. It has to be. I'm cool with no time limit as long as it's based on like you touching her block, it's gone. That's how it should be. I think if they added any other stats effects, that's how it should be for the rest of the fucking game. Just jab to get it off. Wait, hold on. Let me see something. Because it's not on hit. I just realized something. I have him set to block. So it's on block. So they made it that if it hits you on block, you're punished for blocking. And what's the frame data on it? Hold on. -11. But it's so far back you can't hit her. So you're punished for blocking. And even though the move is quote unquote -11 and the sensor like far back where you couldn't do anything about it anyway. Like it'd be different. It'd be literally different if like it's so hard to like make a plan around it because since it's based on hits, you can't have this move be punishable. Otherwise, it would just go away immediately. In fact, no, I think you should do that. I think that's the perfect point. You should have it based on if they do it on block, they're -11 up close, you hit them, it gets rid of the status effect immediately, right? But the consequence of that is that one, you shouldn't have ever done that in the first place in their face, right? Like you shouldn't be just like do your stance into like, hey, punish you for blocking. It should be, right? You do a basic combo, and then you have to sacrifice the end of your combo, or you have to modify your combo in a way to fit this end. Because it's obviously an ender. It's obviously a combo ender. Like, there's no way of using it for anything else, right? Right? Use it as a combo ender. They're right in front of you. And then you get to actually pressure them. Because if they block, they take chip damage. So they have to look for a way to, like, press back. You gotta look for the hole, the way out. That would be cool. That would be balanced. Because it creates a dichotomy between giving up damage to ensure pressure through block, right? And it creates a dichotomy between that and, like, the person's active ability to fight back if they get hit with the move and punish you. Because there's no reason to tell me that this is -11 or -8 if I can't do anything about it. Like no, seriously, if I can't do anything. Hold on, maybe you can. Maybe the game is telling me something. Maybe the game is communicating that after you get hit with this move, you can do something about it. No, you can't. you cannot. This game's ass. This game's... Who designed this? I know this is a long section about me basically complaining about like the state of the game and how the characters like are designed, but like an important part of labbing is going, what else can the character do after this, before this, or like what can a character do besides this? And if the conclusion of you looking at a move and going, yeah, this is fucking dumb, why even make it -11? Right? Like, you might as well make it +2, but send her farther back. Like, at that distance, +2, -11, it's all the same. There's nothing anyone can do. Like, such a cool sass effect, such a cool, like, visual is wasted when effectively it makes me hate the game and not want to play it. Like, look, they even have it above in the banner when you have it. Right? See, it's gone. And then if I do something like, if I do this again, it's up there now. Like, they obviously, the visual team put work. They cared about this game. The art direct. Every time there's a game, and it's like, bro, this game fucking sucks. Like, this is absolutely awful. Except Call of Duty 7. Fuck that game. This is absolutely dog shit. Like, but the art team is always on point. Like, think about any game where it's just like, bro, what the hell? Like, is their like balance team doing? Whether it be like Warframe, whether it be Destiny 2, uh, what's another game? Marvel Rivals, right? No matter what, the art team is always coming through and making you like, oh yeah, that's he. Think about behavior with like Dead by Daylight. That game is a fucking train wreck. But they do have interesting killers. They do have interesting art. I do think the concepts for the characters are really cool. It's just that the balance teams are the fucking with the worst. But enough about this. The reason I did it again is because this move. Oh, let's turn off punishment. Right? Sends her back. To a safe distance and does chip. So I'm guessing they want you to do this move, right? Well, I listen. If you want to see a true trip combo, go online. There's several of them. I can't show you because I don't know the moves. Chaos Judgment up 4-3. Zero on block. Okay. Let's see. Can you sidestep this? Yeah, you can. Okay. And then we have the 4 variants, which is a backflip. Okay. What is it on block? -13. And then we have a 4-3 variant, which shifts in the hammer chance. Oh. And then there's what? Oh, you can do like a front roll. Cool. Oh, there's moves actually out of the front row. So you can get mixed off of. You can do this. Oh, bro. Oh, yeah, that's actually fucking crazy. I don't. Oh shit. Listen. Have a safe mid. And then you have. A plus or block high. Okay. I'm trying to think of a way to even enter. You obviously could probably sidestep both of them. I'm just trying to think of like, what's the speed of the moves? In fact, now that I think about it, I haven't looked at much of the speed for the rest of these moves either. 11, 12, so that's 10, 12, 20. Well, that's a car crash. That is better. 17. 15, 19, 19, 23, 15. All right. That's 10. Okay, 20. So that's completely fuzzyable because one's 10 and one, yeah, that's not a big of a deal. And the mid's faster than the high, so you do get a launch punch if you can react to this. Yeah, you just go. You just what you do to block this mix is you simply just go. Duck. I like no bullshit. You just time it. You just go up, 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 up. Okay, now on to pressure time. It says back, down, back to on hits. This is a 15 frame move. Shifts automatically on hits. It's +8. So we have pressure time 1. Applies the debuff. Is 8 frames. Okay, listen. So if with an 8 frame move, that usually means you guaranteed hit, right? But then again, that move is 8 frames. And also like unblockable. So it's like it doesn't really matter if it's 8 frames, I guess. Like it would matter if you could do something or some sort of counterplay to getting hit with the missile. But at this current moment there is no counterplay to being hit with the missile. Because saying, oh, I have to actually physically hit her, it's not counterplay. That's not. Because imagine like a world where you're like, yeah, this game evolves skills, there's direct answers, you can react to things. And then in the same breath saying, yeah, all this person has to do is just hit you. When you can just backdash away, play with your range. You can outspace them. You can put them in a blender and then end with a safe move. Right? Like simply enough, if someone hits you with this and they're here, you cannot reach them, Yoshi, unless you do something like forward 1 + 2 negative. You could run forward, open yourself up to side steps, power crushes, right? That's -1. It's also 8 frames. Oh, so this is just like... I was thinking this is like some sort of special stance, but I don't think it is. Like, does this even do anything on hits? Oh, does that. Which probably means it wall splats, right? Yeah. They both wall splat. And it's only on hit too, so like you will never be able to sidestep once you get hit with this. Okay. Oh, you can cancel into Chaos Judgment. And what? 3 frames or 8? Okay. Which makes any sidestep information I showed you before irrelevant. So you just have to guess. Because she's +8 into a stance where she has, 11 frame high options, 12 frame heat engager options. I mean, 11% heat engager options at wall spots, right? She also has, you know, this low 15, and she's plus 8. So you can't do anything. Like, that's basically the crux of the issue, where if you get hit off of a frame trap by that move, you're getting mixed. And if the person is correct, you either get like, because the thing is, let me truly think about what I'm saying. I could be wrong. Because like, let's say you were to get hit by, all right, cool. Let's say you guess wrong again. All right. At the wall. It's like, okay, whatever. I'll just stand block. Full sweep from the legs, which is about this distance too. Which means she can just do that from that distance as well. So like, you know what I mean? Like, she has access to a bunch of tools at range that you have to immediately, if you want to do anything about, you have to immediately identify what she's doing and then actively do your thing. And then there's just points where it's just like, yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, because getting frame traps, you guessed wrong, so you get hit with a mid. Alright. And like, is it guaranteed? This is all guaranteed too. So from here, you can't, like, from here you can't do anything. Oh no, you can block it. Okay. It just like crumples you. So it's not guaranteed. Good. Minus 13, so let's just make him stand block afterwards. Knock down? Oh, and it enters crouch. So that means you can do something like, you get the general idea. Where you hit a move, you punish them, you do a wall combo, right? And then, once you're like done pressuring them, let's say you do something like this, to be +2, assuming like they blocked it. Bro, you don't block? Assuming they blocked it, right? Okay, bro. Assuming they blocked it, you're +2, you're jab pressuring, and then you're +8, and now +8. You can go into a string, and then stop the 50-50 again, and then once you guess right, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't feel like this character is too strong because I'm not that strong of a Tekken player. But I can see why she's annoying. Alright. I can see why playing against her would be not fun at all. And the thing is, this is only her stances. This is only considering using the stances, which have like hard sets. This is what's going on. Getting hit by this move is annoying because she's +4. It's still her turn. It's still hers. And if you try to go, oh, she's only +4, I can still do some. Yeah, that is indeed true. But I feel like most people are going to try to block. And let's say most people are wrong. She's only +4. She can go for side steps if you try to press immediately, right? So you're going to be hesitant about pressing. But if you're hesitant and she presses immediately, so now you're in this 50-50 game of do I press or do I do nothing? But if you do nothing and she starts her offense, she's probably not going to stop for a minute because she's a Williams, right? And obviously, me spamming moves isn't evidence that like she's overpowered or that what I'm saying is true. Again, if you don't own the character, you can buy the character. You can watch anybody else lab it. I don't feel what's overpowered about this character. I feel what's annoying, and that's understandable. There's just some regular stuff. I guess now we can go look at her regular move list, which, truthfully, the thing is, I don't think she's that bad. But what I can guess from what I've seen, like pro players as far as play or do, is like it's about lockdown, and you know how oppressive people can be when they're really good at the game, right? If you meet someone who's just better than you, right? They're just better. Like, let's not be a dickhead about it. They're just better than you. It feels oppressive to try to beat their options, especially if you don't know the matchup as well as you need to hit the first someone to be like that much better than you. Where like it feels like nothing you're doing, like they're just on a different. They just what you're doing is elementary in comparison to what like they like when they see your moves, they go, oh, he's just doing this, and they just beat you. So now you on the fly have to come up with something. It facing people who are better than you definitely does suck. When it's just like the gap is too big. Like this here, the mental frames it takes to figure out she's going into stance off of a 1-2 jab string is enough to make this 13 frame move feel like a 10. And it's +6, so like you're trying to jab but you're starting off late and you lose. You know what I mean? Right? Or it's like, oh, you have the ability to sidestep that, you know? But if she just does this, you know, we're stuck. Which is completely understandable. Like there's mix-ups involved. Like you have to, if they stop and go, he's gonna want to sidestep, then you lose. I mean, not lose. Like you just lose that interaction. I should say. Let's turn off punishment because I wanna see you like sidewalk. Sure. Tracks. Homie move, right? And it's like, okay. So all the options that track are safe, right? That's -12, but then you can just use the homing low, right? Or you can take it into, right? Stuff like that. Okay, good. There's still ways of sidestepping. I don't know. So far she doesn't seem too bad. Oh, that's what that was. That's what that was. Okay. Minus 14. Plus 4. So I don't know if you probably weren't like I don't know if you've seen it or not, but I remember I was doing a stream for a breakdown of like Yoshi's moves caught up because I'm like one game away on Yoshi from Tekken King and I'm trying to catch everybody else up, right? Where I think it was called PDK combo, where you would do two down one, two down three, actually, my bad. And it would do like a punch into like a reverse kick low, like you're bending your body around and you're just like kicking low. And it would enter you in crouch. And I was like, oh, this is cool because one, it goes high into a low, right? Which is gonna fuck with someone's mental if they like keep getting poked by a low. And it's like -4, but you're into crouch, so you can do like unblockable. You can do sweep, which is forward advancing. You can do like counter hit launcher button, right? Like crouch dash 2, or you can just like do full crouch. What is it? I can't remember what the input is for it because I have it bound to a button, but I was like, that's good for that reason. And I was off the idea of like, hey, you get easy access to these low moves, right? The weakness of that move on Yoshi is that it requires people to press into you, and you can't do the unblockable low because the range is reset to too far. So if they do nothing, you can't flash. Even if you were to flash, wouldn't reach. You would have to set off like a Round Rising move, like 1-1-1, or sweep, which you would die for. You would die if like you did sweep and they blocked it. Right? I actually lost track of what I was gonna say. If they block sweep, you die, right? So it's the same scenario where if this gets blocked, she dies. But same mix as that. That's -13. So it's essentially a gamble between the two of, am I dead? Are you dead? And this enables it. Because since the low is only 20 frames, you have to see from this. Because it's already started. Like, I don't think you're seeing that coming. You'd have to see like a common flow chart to do that, you know what I mean? 2-2. So on double hit, like when you hit 2-2, it shifts to hammer chance. But if you just do 2 forward, it also shifts to hammer chance at +1. So if the one skillful requirement I saw in this character where it was just like, hey, you have to actually hit these moves for it to go into hammer chance. Nope. I mean, like, having access to a 10 frame button that goes into stance is fucking vicious because that means any sort of like mistake you make that is within jab range. Oh no, I do not want to do that. Boils down to this. Now she's plus 12 in the stance. And if it's like, okay, I'm not throwing out anything risky, I'm just gonna throw out a -6 button. She's in stance anyway. And like, I guess the truest question to see how like dumb this actually is if we say it's a block all. It's not a true string, but it is safe on block. So let's say you can't really punish with it as far as like doing 2-2 to get the plus 14. Unless, and here is how Tekken works probably. If it's a counter hit. If it's a counter hit, you guarantee both hits. And what does that often means? That often means you're going to be in a situation where you're going to want to press because they do like a frame trap of some kind. Let me see. Does a jab back, right? Wait, does that enter you in a crouch? Hold on. It does. Oh, that's bad. That's so bad. What's a crouch move? Like, hold on. When we get to the Rising section, that's gonna be cool to know. I just didn't know that entered you into crouch. So does that mean the full string enters you into crouch? If I do 3. That's interesting. I think it's kind of cool, actually. Like, part of her offense enters her into crouch automatically. Yeah, it does. That's pretty neat. But what's the easy access to plus frames that doesn't force crouch? Ah, back 3 1+2. That forces crouch though. Right. So, back 3 1+2. If it's a jab or literally anything else slow enough, right? Let's say it's like dick jab. Dead. Yeah, like silly enough. And it's like, oh, but it loses to like raw rising forward. Okay, so what? They stop me with raw rising forward, or they stop me with dick jab. I take a little bit of damage, and it's their turn. And then the second there's any sort of window at all to press 2, I'm in stance at +7 or +1. Where like, if it's a situation where, let me hide this fucking HUD, bro. Where it's like, oh, where's my opportunity? Fuck it, I'm a jab. I single 2 forward, in stance +1. Because that's why single jabs are strong, because they're fast. +1, you get to do single jab, which is fast at like 10 frames, and hold forward into +1 when you have essentially a 12 frame like heat engager. Alright, you do. Did I forget the input? Yeah, it's 1. I'm tripping. Yeah, you can do that. And to guess what? Another jab. And of course, you'd be like, yo, well, those are all highs. You just start ducking more. Yes, that's indeed something you can do. I'm not saying there's nothing you can do. I'm not saying that like the character ties you down and then tortures you. I'm saying to have a 10 frame option into stance is one of the more annoying parts of this game. And for that more annoying part to be literally her fastest button into her most prominent stance, which has transitioned to other stances, is going to be fucking annoying. Because it's not like it's a Jun Kazama, like 222, right, or 122, where she has like a super obvious like wind up and twirl. It's and then you have to immediately respond. You have to go, oh, she fucking stance jabbed me. As long as she did like this and transitioned. No. And that's a counter hit low. So you're plus 13 if it counter hits. So like, yeah, hey, I'm not saying she's overpowered because I don't know any better. I don't know the truth. I don't know what's going on. I think this is pretty cool, right? High mid. What is it, like a punish? That's like what? Another 10 frame into stance for Chaos Judgment? So it's plus 8. When most of the moves are like less than 18 frames anyway. So that's the true mix off of a 10 frame punish. This has to wall spot. The question is it true? And the thing is, like, the biggest thing that I've seen so far is like jab strings not wall splatting, and if they do wall splat, it's not true. Like, it's not natural, unless it's like a counter hit. So yeah, and then if we make it counter hits, yep, becomes true. And it's like, okay, so what? So what if that fucking counter hit wall splats? The issue is now that in scenarios where you're being pressured at the wall and you have some fucking purple bullshit on you and you have to get off of the wall, how in the fuck are you going to do that with the threat of a 10 frame wall splat? And this is the reason Yoshi's wall splat had to go for 1-1, right? Where it would natural hit 1-1 would like wall splat you. Like, that's not okay. Because you take one jab string and you die. But not even a jab string, you take one jab and you die. And like, it was like a safe arm block, wall splat, counter hit launching on the second part. I still believe that move is just okay. Like, the counter hitting part is blown overboard, right? But the wall splat, that's huge. Because that's Yoshimitsu, the same guy who has a wall combo that does like 100 damage into Rage Art. So like, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like having a 10 frame counter hit like true string isn't good. I'm trying to think of a situation where +1 here, so it should work because he's just doing job. See? Now he's dead, by the way. Like, that's dead. If hold on. If this doesn't look ridiculous as far as like the person dying for that to you, then I think you should find a new game. I perfectly understand but to be fair, I guess so many other characters have this, so never mind. I take that back. That's me being rash. Because all I've heard is about how overpowered this character is, and then my contemplation while looking at these moves isn't that it's overpowered, right? Annoying as fuck. Like, without a doubt, it's annoying. I haven't seen anything too egregious. Even having a 10 frame, because for Yoshi it's 11 frame, right? So like, if I were to do this on Yoshi, like jab into like 2-1, you're not going to. You're not. I don't think you're gonna die for it. I don't think you get wall splatted at all. What move are we on? 28. Okay. Like if I do the same thing on Yoshi, he has 2-1, right? And 2-1 is a wall splat string. So if I do this, right? So this trades. So like Yoshi's wall splat jab string is 11 frames because it starts off from like the 2 button, right? So let me turn off punish. And then do player counter hits. Wall splats, right? From decently far away as well. Like I think the person has to be like actually on the wall when you do it. So has good reach. It's still fast at 11 frames. That's cool. The question is on counter hit. But am I still counter hit just still going on? Yeah. Alright, wall splats. Guaranteed. It's still fast. The difference is I can't set it up from a jab. I can't jab into a wall splat and have it be a real thing. And even though I'm pretty sure that it's... Alright. Say home block. Gives it my turn. So I attempt to murder you, and the game goes, yo, bro, that's kind of fucked up what you tried to do there. So we're gonna take away your turn. We're just gonna be like, nah, that's real messed up what you try to do to your dog. $28. If I do this, it's -6. And I know what you're thinking, -6, your turn is basically over anyway. The difference between -6 and -9 is very big, in the sense that -6, there's still some leeway for bullshit. And I mean that to the core. Like, there's still some, like, leeway for, I'm about to do some stupid shit. Right? It's a counter hit string? Like, wait. Why? Yo, bro, I might just have to play Anna and cheese some levels, cause it's like I don't know about it. But yeah, like it's just generally like if there was ever a character in Tekken 8, especially Tekken 8, because Tekken 8 is like egregious for its plus frames. If you ever had a character who could do like natural hitting 10 frame like wall splat jab string, like that character just for having that alone would be top tier. Like, just because of the system mechanics alone, because you can at all times go +1, right? +1. See, you pressed, and the thing is, I'm just need to get the timing so I don't mash it. Right, I pressed it a frame too late there. It's interesting that that's trading, Wait, is he becoming a different move? Hold on.
Getting hot.
Oh no, because it's getting the 4. I'm pressing the 1 too late. Okay, got it. Such a like.
Hot.
Let me see something. How late into the animation do I need to press it? It's just a tight window, I'm not gonna lie. It's a tight window indeed. There you go. And that person dies. If you're able to pull that off, that person dies. You know how many situations where like their back's against a wall and I want to like hit a wall splat, but I have to use like a 13 frame move, right? Super slow, right? Because of the turn. When I could just do, oh, I guess I was wrong. Oh, you pressed, you died. And like, I need you to process what this means for the move, right? And now in hindsight, I'm starting to understand more of why they felt they needed to remove 1-1 wall splatting. Because if you pressed in the first part, you got wall splatted. If you got pressed in the second part, you got kind of launched, right? So like it was either you press, you die, you press at this time, you die. So you couldn't really press at all at plus frames unless you did something evasive. But if it was like too slow or they sidestepped, like they could just sidestep your option, then like you're fucked. And if you do like an evasive low and they do a mid, you're fucked. So like what's your turnstile move? Because your turnstile moves are typically slower, like mids, right? Like Lily doing Matterhorn is their turnstile move, and then evade ties. But Matterhorn's fucking launch punishable. like Matterhorn's not safe. Or there's other things like Paul doing like shorter checks where you would probably have to do something like that. And this was to like evade jabs. And like if you're evading jabs with like punishable moves for benefits, but it's not because you feel like you can squeeze this out. It's like there's no other way to challenge it because my jabs would just lose. That's the current state of the game, really. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's like they're just plus. So you would want to use your fastest option, but you can't because if they jab you, their jab gets so much reward. So they're always running jab. They're always running the fastest option, unless they're running their fastest option because it gives so much reward. Right, this gives so much reward already that they really don't have a need to like run anything else unless you're ducking, right? And I think that's like the only thing where it's just like this is what holds the move back theoretically. They can't spam 1-1-1. They can't spam ones, or stuff like that. I mean, of course, my opinion could be wrong. Again, I am not that good of a player, and I'm also like, I feel like I'm just going to cut this into 2 parts. First part would be like stances, and then I'll just come back tomorrow or some other time today and finish up the rest. Because shit, bruh, I'm not gonna lie. Looking at this is kind of boring. And the thing is, the more I speak on, because like the thing is, I genuinely at the time believed that like the nerf to 1-1 was like, come on, why would you do that? But now it's much more of like I completely understand how having a 10 frame natural wall splat was fucking bad, or at least like not a natural hit, because I don't think it was natural hitting, right? No, because 1-1 is natural. You cannot block like it was natural, so it was a natural wall splatting move. So if you're fine, it's a safe natural wall sliding move. So if you're fine Mishima checking with 1-1, that's what it was basically doing, but on Yoshi. So you'd be at the wall, already pressured by Yoshi, and then he'll jab check you, and he would just do one to see what you're feeling like. Do like jab, jab, jab. And once he got the read, and you just died because it's Yoshi. You just fucking died. You just fucking died, and it was like, oh, because like, are you supposed to duck? No, like serious question. Are you supposed to duck the rest of the game? It's second. The mids are going to blow you up. Eventually, that person's going to hit you with mid checks, and eventually, that damage you have taken from that combo will be caught up by them literally hitting you with down forward 1-4s. And like in my mind, he's still not super overpowered. But then again, I wasn't there at the peak. I wasn't there when he was like belligerent. Oh well, taking a break, I guess.